up, Raider Nation? This is your boy, Mikey Raider, coming to you in a Raider gear. Now, I'm in Voltron gear. Why? I'm kind of mad at the Raiders, and so I'm not wearing any Raider gear. But everybody got to have a Raider hat. So I got to put my Raider hat on. That's right. What are we going to talk about on today's video? Well, we're going to talk about the game preview versus the Tennessee Titans. We're going to talk about a couple of things that are happening that are semi-newsworthy, and we're going to complain and talk shit about our Raiders. Because that's what we do. But then we're going to root them on Sunday, and we're going to wish for a victory. So stick around. You might enjoy it. First off, please do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Consider becoming a member of this channel for an awesome Raider fans, OG's take on the Raiders. I'm going to complain a lot because we suck. So until we start winning, you ain't going to get that much positivity. I'm sorry. It's just what it is. I am how the Raiders are in my life at that fucking moment. You get it? Got it? Good. I have donation portals down below, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. If you guys feel like buying me some tacos, I do need support nowadays. I am really, really struggling. I don't want to be homeless in a month or two. So any little bit helps, man. I appreciate you. I love you. I do have a merchandise store down below for other things. I have Cameo information where you want a birthday shout out, whatever, down below. I lowered it to $30. And other than that, let's talk about our Raiders. All right, we all know that Raiders are gonna Raider. My last video, I say it went viral. It probably had like 1,200 views. So that's viral to me because I haven't got that many views in freaking years. But it's okay. A lot of people like the hatred videos, me calling the Raiders the saddest team in the NFL, which they are. Why? Because this is just bullshit, the way the team's been run, all the decisions the staff has been doing. And that brings me to the first news story that I just quickly wanted to talk about is what the fuck is going on with the Raiders. All right, first off, Brock Bowers hurt himself in week 1. Then after the game, he told him, I think I tweaked my knee and this and that. And they got it looked at. It was swollen, but he decided to play in week 2. He decided to give it a go in week 3. Decided to give it a go in week 4. Or didn't give it a go last week, was labeled out, and he's week to week. All right. Here's the situation with that. I have him on fantasy football. All right, everybody. I don't know when my audio went out. I have no clue. Hopefully it didn't go out too many minutes ago. So we're just going to start with here with the Brock Bowers situation. All right. Brock Bowers injured himself in week 1. And he went back in the game, played it out, played the next week. But he was truthfully injured. All right. The Raiders knew this. Why didn't they place him on IR for the next 3 to 4 weeks where he would be coming back right now healthy? No, he's week to week. Then the news reports were, why didn't you sit him down? Why did you let him play in week 2? Because he thought he could go. Well, when are we listening to players instead of doctors? Come on, Raiders. You didn't put Brock Bowers on load management, but you put Ashton Jeanty on load management in the first couple weeks, but with a possible real injury that I'm sure you guys got a scan of, and he probably was swollen. You didn't put Brock Bowers on load management? Or if you did, you still let him play. You should have put him on IR. And the point is, you should have put him on IR, and he would possibly be coming back healthy right now because we lost the games regardless whether Brock Bowers played or not. Okay? These fucking decisions by this coaching staff, the Tom Brady news, we talk to him twice a week. That's inaccurate. Pete Carroll said that's inaccurate. It's looking like a fucking shit show. We got rid of Christian Wilkins or whatever, kissing a teammate, being gay in the locker room. I don't fucking know what happened. All right? Then we signed free agent linebacker released by the Bengals because they couldn't afford to keep him anymore for $5-6 million, whatever he was requesting, because they had to pay, all their wide receivers and their quarterback. They couldn't keep Jermaine Pratt, one of the best linebackers in the NFL, in free agency. That was our star-studded free agent pickup. And what do we do with him? After week 4, he doesn't travel with the team to play the coach. And when he was asked on Monday or Tuesday, Pete Carroll said, oh, yeah, we released him. We released him a couple days ago. Why? Your veteran free agent linebacker pickup that had 28 tackles in the first 3 games, you release him? Huh? We just decided to go with other guys. All right, what's the theory behind that? Oh, he wasn't buying into the system. Did he get in a fight with a coach? Did he kiss a teammate? Did he masturbate in the locker room? What the fuck is it, Raiders? What the fuck is going on? Pete Carroll, you're looking your age. You're dying. The Raiders are taking your life energy away at every press conference, post-game. Yeah, they just got to do better. Your skin is becoming zombie-like. You're dying while you're alive, being the coach of the fucking Raiders. They want your son fired. They want your son replaced. They want Jackson Powers Johnson at center. All this shit. And you're standing your ground. And you're doing what you did in Seattle and everywhere you went in your first year. You're getting rid of players. You're bringing in a foundation. And you're releasing people that don't buy into it or whatever. But still, there's moments where you listen to the players, like Brock Bowers. Oh, you want to play? You think you can go? Okay, even though you got a knee injury, go ahead. We'll listen to you, Brock Bowers. But then when other players, maybe Jermaine Pratt or whoever, hey, I got a problem with this. We shouldn't be playing like that. Get the fuck off the team. You've been released. Boom. Huh? Again, I don't know what happened, but it's just flip-flopping weird decisions at every turn. And then the other day, I didn't say this on my post-game press conference because I didn't have the information, but on the second day after the loss to the Colts, one of the reporters asked Pete Carroll, they said, how did Geno play? What did you think of Geno? Oh, G? Pete Carroll said, G? Yeah, G was solid. Are you fucking kidding me? You're in denial. You're becoming Joe Biden. You're running this team like Joe Biden ran the fucking country. I want to get some ice cream after the game. No, it's inaccurate. Nah. No, we didn't release Jermaine Pratt. We just went with other guys. And 2 days later, yeah, we released him 2 days ago. Ah! The way the team is being run, the decisions by Spytech and everybody, they are having roster turnaround. It's like a fast food restaurant in a depression where people are getting hired that don't deserve the job and they're being fired. The turnaround like this. How are we going to build a foundation with you getting rid of your biggest free agents, kicking some of the best players off of the team because they kissed a teammate? Maybe they were gay. I don't know. Couldn't you have worked it out, figured it out with Christian Wilkins? It's because he probably didn't want to do his rehab recovery. He didn't want to get surgery. So, whatever. The point is, every week there's something new with our fucking Raiders. So we are technically the saddest franchise in the NFL. We have the best fan base. People keep saying, oh, why don't you let Pete Carroll do his job? It's only week 4 or 5 or this or that. I get it. I understand it. I've said that sentiment before. It's fine. I'm used to losing. I'm going to rant and rave and yell and cry and be a bitch after every loss. But guess what? Before every game, I'm going to root for the team, even if I predict them to lose. I'm going to root for Geno Smith this week. I don't think Geno Smith should be benched. He's the only quarterback we got. I do believe, though, they could have made better decisions when getting a free agent quarterback, that we didn't have to go with retread Geno Smith for $35 million a year. We could have went with Daniel Jones or somebody like that. Heck, I guarantee you, whether you would want him or not, Aaron Rodgers might have came to the Raiders. If the money was right, he'd be close to California, in Vegas. No taxes. Viva no taxes. But it still doesn't mean Geno Smith's not the guy. The jury's still out, but he's not. He's playing bad. And they're asking Geno to do everything because the offensive line sucks. Now they're finally implementing the run game a little bit better. Hopefully that'll take pressure off of Geno, and that gets me into this week's game. The Raiders are playing the Titans. The Titans are 1-4. The Raiders are 1-4. These are two bad teams playing against each other. So what that means is the Raiders should win the game. The Raiders are favored in this game by 5.5 points or 6.5 points or something like that. So all the experts are saying the Raiders should win this game. We all know what that means. That means they're going to fucking lose. But here, I'm the OG guru. I've pretty much announced it the past 2 or 3 weeks what actually happens with the Raiders. Raiders are going to win this game. Right? We are going to fuck up Cam Akers. Max Crosby and our defensive line is going to have some decent moments against Cam Akers. Cam Akers in fantasy football, he ain't doing shit. He's a young player coming into his own. But we have been fucked over by young players running their ass around us and having their biggest games of their life against the Raiders. So that's the history. That's the history. So this should be a game-breaking history game for the Raiders. Okay? Not saying that we're cursed by that same situation happening all the time to the Raiders. These no-name, 2-day signed quarterbacks, these quarterbacks we've never heard of, beating us. We got to break the curse. Okay? It all comes down to this game. And I'm not talking playoffs. I'm not talking anything else but pride. This is the game. We should win, we could win, and we will win. We're going to find out if the curse is real. If Cam, what's his name? Cam Ward. Did I say Cam Akers earlier? If Cam Ward beats us and has the biggest professional day of his career, Raiders are fucking cursed. They can't make shit happen. They are the worst team in the NFL. My video is going to be going nuts. Fucking nuts. But we're going to win this game. Because it's the easiest game for the Raiders to win. If Pete Carroll, what he says is correct and right, we should have a good game. We're going to run the ball a lot, hopefully be consistent, and lead Geno Smith into smarter passes to where Geno doesn't have to do it all on his own. We need to take the lead in the game, and we need to keep the lead. If we take the lead in the game, Geno Smith will not feel so pressured to throw interceptions. This should be the get-right game for the Raiders. But it could be the get-right game for the Tennessee Titans. And if that happens, we are the worst team in the NFL. That's all I'm going to say about that. So that's my review. I'm not going to go into any details, this or that or whatever the other thing. But I do want to say, in regards to the decision-making that I was mentioning earlier in the video, Jacoby Myers should have been paid, but they didn't want to pay him. They're making him play out his contract. and he's not getting the ball that much. I just have to say, is his heart in it anymore? He probably thought if he played his heart out the first couple, 2 or 3 weeks, that they would come to him maybe with some more money or an extension. But then after the losing, he's like, fuck it. They're not paying me. So he doesn't want to get injured before he's a free agent to go to a better team next year. So this is not the right thing to do, but I'm questioning whether he's partially checked out. He missed a couple of big blocks for the run game last week. But that's because of the decision-making of this team and this staff to not respect veterans and to place priorities for young players above players that deserve it. Of course, they had to pay Max Crosby, but did they do that really for anybody else? Maybe Colton Miller and Max Crosby, those were the only players. Maybe Jacoby Myers is not a... Chip Kelly's like, I want to see him first before we give him any money. And Chip Kelly, fuck, you ain't ready for the NFL. Your basic concepts and all your shit, it's suited for the slower game in college. So, I don't know what's going to happen moving forward, but I do know we should, we could, we will win this game versus the Titans. The Raiders win 26-21. Still going to be close, but the Raiders should win. I'll see you at the post-game aftermath video. I love y'all. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay Raider. Eat some food, hug your family, and realize how blessed you are. And I'm sorry for the audio issues that probably happened throughout this entire video. Go Raiders!